All right, we're working the last couple of problems on your midterm study guide, and I know you think 77 problems. She is just one mean woman. So I do apologize. I don't mean to just give you problems to be mean, but there's a lot to learn in this college algebra class, a lot of basic skills, and it's hard to get enough practice of everything. So I do realize that's a lot of problems. So. All right, 76. The last couple of problems have to do with using the composite function, a little open circle. We call it a composite, or it's a function within a function. F of g, some people say fog, fog of 4. So that means you put the second function into the first function. Now we could do it algebraically first and just plug function g in, the algebra stuff that we see for g. Plug that into function f for its x values is what that means. Plug it into the x. Then plug in 4 for the x's. Or probably the easier way, let me tell you the easier way, is to do g of 4, do this part. You always do the innermost part first. That's kind of an algebra thing. You always do the innermost first, work your way out. So we do g of 4, which means plug in into function g. Here's g, right? Plug that in for that x, which would be, there's a negative sign there, so negative, then the 4 minus 5, that's negative 9. So we get g of 4, which is negative 9, then plug all of that answer, into function f. So here's function f, it only has the one x value, we plug that in for that x value. So negative 9, subtract 1, which will be negative 10. Final answer, negative 10. And then lastly, number 77, lucky number 77, right? Last problem on the study guide. We've got two new functions. A function f is defined, a function g is defined. And it asks us to do fog and goff, do it both directions. So notice there's not a number there. We won't be able to shortcut it with plugging in the number. We'll have to do it as algebra. So we take generic g of x, can't work it out, just take all the algebra, all the terms of g of x, and plug in to function f. So function f is up here. It only has one x value, so we plug that into the x. We get negative 10 times 7x plus 9, and then we'll say plus 15. Then we distribute and simplify. Always simplify, if you can. We should. Like reducing a fraction, you should always just do the best form. So we can reduce that. Negative 90 and 15 would be, what is that, 75? Negative 75. That's all we can do to simplify. That's our final answer. Okay. Then for the last part, we do it the other way. Goff, g of f of x. So this time we put function f, this part, into function g. Go the other direction. A function within a function. So the innermost always goes into the outermost. So function f, the negative 10x plus 15, we're going to plug it in for this x value in function g. So we'll have the 7. Then where you see an x, we'll type in negative 10x plus 15, and then the plus 9. And then we just clean it up. Reduce it any way you know to reduce it. We can distribute the 7. Oh, what's 7 times 15? Let's see, 35, carry the 3. I think that's 105. I could be wrong. I think that's right. And then you can combine any like terms. 105 and 9 would combine. Safer to use that calculator, right? 114. I believe that to be correct. All right, I hope that helps, and as always, as you're working through your problems, if there's anything you need another example on, I'll be glad to work some more problems with you. Always happy to do that. Wishing you the best.